Well, Grand Rising and Grand Awakening to all my Black African kings and queens. I am making this video simply because I had this dream. And before I tell the dream, I just want to say we need to begin to pay attention to our ancestors because they will lead us and direct us, believe it or not. And, a lot of times people say, well, I wish I had known this. I wish I had known that. I would have did this. I would have did that. That's because, you're just not being, I would say, led, as some people say, or guide. And sometimes we just decide to do things on our own, or things that we want to do. But if we would learn to pay attention to our ancestors, they will direct us. But, okay, what happened was I was in the bed meditating, and I had my cell phone like right on side of my bed, like on the nightstand or table. And as I was meditating, I could hear the voice of my ancestor. I know it was my ancestors speaking, and they was telling me to get up, turn the phone off, and get it out of the room, out of the bedroom. So remind you, I'm meditating, and when I hear this, I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, ooh, I'm in the bed. I don't really feel like getting up right now to do this. So I began to just, continue to meditate, and it came back, the voice came back stronger about, speaking, telling me to get up, turn the phone off, and get it out of the room, take it in the living room. So I'm like, okay, let me get up and do this, So I got up. My cell phone was like, it was on, but it wasn't powered off, but it might have been on silent. But I was instructed to turn it completely off. So I got up and I turned the phone completely off, got up, took it in the living room. And so anyway, as I took it in the living room, after I turned it off, I just left it in there, came back, got in the bed, began to meditate some more. But anyway, I drifted off and fell asleep. And there I had this dream. And in this dream, I dreamed like my ancestors was telling me the reason why I was instructed to turn the phone off. And the reason why I was instructed to turn the phone completely off and get it out of the room is because in the dream, I dreamt that the cell phones are taking our dreams, visions, thoughts, and storing them into some type of memory in the phone. So I'm like, wow. And this is the reason why we can't remember some of our dreams. And me personally, I've been having dreams ever since I was a little girl, ever since I could remember. I used to always, have these dreams, and then I tell different ones. in my family, I dreamed this, I dreamed that, you know, but, and I just thought it was normal. I thought everybody have like, dreams um, but it got to the point where I started having these dreams that seeing different things um, that happened before it happened. And that kind of, back then, I was a little creeped out until I learned a little more about my dreams and visions. So, but anyway, and then it's, some people may think you're a little strange when you tell them you had this dream, and then what you tell them, it come to pass, or it's already, going on. And then once you tell them the dream, they was like, oh, okay, I know why you seen you saw this, because this is going on like right now. So, and I'm like, wow, and a lot of the dreams would be, I would say good dreams. And I can't really say bad dream, because some people say, well, I had a bad dream. Or I would say all the dreams were considered to be good, even though in our self-conscious mind we say I had a bad dream, because you may have a dream about something happening to a person, and then you consider it bad. But if you tell the person, it may be a warning to that person. It may be something that that person is not supposed to do, or not supposed to go, or it may even be something pertaining to somebody's not supposed to be with somebody. I mean, it can mean a whole lot, because I mean, I'm a witness of different things I've dreamed, and then you tell a person, and then when it happened, they was like, wow, you dreamed that, and that's crazy, and you know that's kind of creepy, or it depends on what you dream. And if you see something, and if it's something considered good, let's say you see that they done come into a lot of money, and then they come into this money, then first thing they gonna say is, oh, you saw that dream, oh, that was such a good dream, you dreamed that. But then nobody look at when you have these dreams, and then you dream of something, I would say, let's say a warning, like a tragic or something like that. And sometimes maybe it could be something that, meant to be turned, but it all depends on how the person perceive it. But anyway, like I say, I used to have a lot of people saying, well, you know, if you dream something bad about me, don't tell me. Whatever. They just want to hear the good. But what they don't realize, it's not like you dreaming anything bad about them, because I know we keep using the word bad, B-A-D, and it make a person feel like, tragic, something sad, horrible, or whatever. But my thing is, you could take that bad and turn it into good. You can turn it into positive, because what if it's something that you see, and one person may consider it bad, or you may even say the word bad, and then you tell the person, and they take heed, and they listen, and then something they was gonna do, they don't do, and then that could turn, you know what I'm saying, turn the whatever was gonna happen, it could turn it. And then they pay attention and they listen. Let's just say if you, well, I'm not gonna really get off into it, because I had so many dreams, but let's just say you see something about someone pertaining to, let's say, a relationship with someone, and they say, well, I'm with this man, I met this guy, blah blah blah, and then you happy for him, like, oh, that's so nice, or whatever. But then you realize you had a dream, or even after the fact, the person tell you, and then you have a dream about that person. But if you see it before it happened, let's say you saw that this woman a young lady got with this guy before she got with him. And then before it happened, you tell this person, yeah, I saw where you met this guy, such and such. I had this dream that you met this guy, but he wasn't the guy, and he wasn't gonna be any good for you. I saw this happen, and it was gonna end up like this. You could save a lot of person, a lot of heartache, pain, and even death. It depends on what you seen in the dream. So a lot of times when you tell people things, they sometimes take it the wrong way. They may think you're trying to get in their business, but it may be that you had a dream and you tell them, and then not every time, but just depending on how you led, if you led or spiritually led to share that with them, because a lot of people don't understand, dreams and visions. So or either they don't have them, or they don't remember having them, or whatever the situation is. I've heard a lot of people tell me, well, I wish I could have dreams like you have them. I have them, but not like you. I mean, yours be like on point, yours be deep, yours be accurate. And this one lady told me, she said, for you to have a dream and see something about a person and then it come to pass, that's like, to her, she said that was like amazing. And, I look at it as though it's just a gift, This is just, like I told my daughter, I was talking to my daughter just last night. I say, I am one of my ancestors. I don't know which one just yet, but I know I'm one of them. and she was like, yeah, she agreed with me, and we was talking a little more about it. I said, I don't know if it's my grandmother's mother, or my grandmother's mother's mother, but I feel like it's one of them. But anyway, we have to pay attention to our ancestors, beloved ancestors that have transitioned, because they will come to you and they will warn you and they will guide you. And if you pay attention, it will save you from a lot of heartache and pain. Back to what I was saying about the cell phone vision dream. That's basically the way I seen it. If I had not followed instruction, and because a lot of times when I feel something or dream something, I try to write it down. I'm getting to the point sometime I have a tablet by my bed, so I write it down. Some things I do, some things I don't. But if you pay attention, they will warn you in a lot of things, even show you something that's getting ready to happen. Your enemies, you'll be surprised. I've seen it. I'm not going to get off into a lot of things, but I've seen it. And I'm like, wow, And I have to thank them, I appreciate them. So grateful for my beloved ancestors, and speaking, to me, through me. And it's a beautiful thing. And some people, once again, may say you kind of crazy because they don't understand or whatever. But hey, it is what it is. You believe what you want to believe. But, it's a lot of people out here all over the world that our ancestors are waking up. They are wakening us up. And I am so thankful. I am so grateful that I am one of many, because I know it's many others that's out there. And I'm going to be sharing other dreams that I have. Like I say, I've been having them ever since, I was a little girl. A lot of time people, when you're growing up, you see these dreams, and then you tell them to people. And then as you get older, you get in, you go through school, you go through, what I'm saying, you go through life of marriage, you go through different things, and then everything begin to be a little clearer about, it be, what's the word? Just more stronger. It's like it's like more clear, more stronger, and your understanding is much better. So, but if I wouldn't have listened to my beloved ancestors, I would continue to sleep with the phone by my bed. And I know they saying about I hear a lot of people speaking about these 5G towers that they're putting up all over. And I believe that. And, but I know one thing. For now, for the cell phone, I can't speak for nobody else. At night or during the day when I'm not, on it or using it, I don't want to put it in my hand. I tell everybody, I still believe that the cell phone, the TV, all that is part of the mark of the beast, because what more do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? Majority of the time, it's your cell phone. You either have it in your hand or up to your forehead. I'm sorry, up to your ear. Which when I was saying forehead, I'm thinking because you know how they saying the mark of the beast, you take it in your right hand or you take it in your head, like your forehead. But me personally, I feel like, and that's something I also dream, that the phones, but not lately, but that was a while back. I just remember sharing that with someone, that the TV, the televisions, which do lie to our vision, the cell phones, different radios, all this. But basically what I was actually dreaming was the cell phone and the television was like the mark of the beast. Because we have those cell phones up to our ear, putting out all that radiation, and we hearing all this negative information, untrue information. The television is doing the same thing, putting out all this radiation, lying to our vision, negative information, false information. And I'm not saying that everything is untrue, but a lot of things are untrue. But when you become conscious, you're gonna know what's a lie. You're gonna know something ain't right. You're gonna know what's a lie. You're gonna know what's the truth. So, and they were saying, in the Bible, it says something about taking the mark of the beast in your right hand or your forehead. So your forehead, that's where your chakra, your mind, where you you think, okay? And you taking all this information into your brain. So the television, when we watch the television, we taking all this information into our mind or our brain. So that's the mark of the beast, okay? And then you're talking about the right hand, okay? The cell phone is nothing but a little small miniature computer device television, because everything you can see on the television, you can see it on your cell phone now. So where do we mostly have a cell phone? In our hand, in our right hand. So if you're not watching the television, taking in all this information that, is feeding to our brain, you're getting it you're holding it in your right hand. So quite naturally, we can't hold a TV in our hand and watch it. But you can hold a cell phone in your hand. You can talk on the cell phone. It's in your hand. When it's up to your ear, most of the time, if people don't have the little Bluetooth, you hold it in your hand. You're holding all that radiation up against your, where? Up against your ear, And that's all that's connected up into your brain. So, but anyway, this is just, something that we need to pay attention to, and we need to, much as possible, I'm speaking for myself as well, we need to, pull back, from the cell phone. Because in that dream, what I saw, the ancestors was telling me that the cell phones are taking, I would use the word robbing us of our dreams, our thoughts, everything. It's already at the point where, we don't know telephone numbers by heart. It's so easy to get the cell phone, hit speed dial and call a person instead of remembering the numbers. And I was just talking to a family member the other day. I was like, that's sad that back in the day, I used to could call people number out, classmate numbers, their their mother's numbers, uncles and aunties. You could call the numbers out, boom, 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 boom. I could call them out, all of them. I just knew them by heart. Now, I don't know any number. I'm working on it, but it's sad that, these phones done, dumbed us down. It's robbing, it's stealing from our mind. It's stealing from our brain, So we need to continue, we need to start. We need to start trying to learn numbers, learn, cell numbers, learn home numbers, people home numbers by heart. Because if we don't, then, what if something happened and we need to call, we need to call one of our loved ones. We need to call a friend, Yeah, it's good that I told somebody, I said, yeah, my number, I know my number, my cell number by heart. Yeah, you see how the system got that all messed up? You're going to learn your number by heart. So that way, let's say you give your number to somebody else, you can quote it out, boom, 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 just like it ain't nothing. Or putting it on job applications, you know it by heart. But just like we know our number by heart, we need to know our friends and family, some of them number by heart. And like I say, that's something I'm working on. Because if something happened, what good is it going to do? You can't, if you call yourself, what good, you know your own number, what good is that going to do to know your own cell number? That's messed up. Then you call yourself, well, you can't help yourself. If you're reaching out for help, calling yourself is not going to call, and knowing your number is not going to help. It's not going to help you. So, yeah, we're going to have to pull away from this, because this really, like they say, is really dumbing us down. And these smartphones, like they say, yeah, they smart, all right. They smart. They being smart, but then they dumbing us down. So, but anyway, like I say, we need to pay attention to our ancestors, begin to meditate more, listen. They will instruct you. They will, guide you. But you just got to pay attention. You have to listen. It's a lot of things I have dreamed. Not that I had forgot, but it's just like, oh man, such and such, such. It just all depends on what it was. And it's kind of like, you're not ready to face that. So, and sometimes you may not tell anybody certain dreams. People think, well, when you have dreams, you just can have dreams about them. I see things about myself, And I hear some people say, well, I wish you could dream that you can win the lottery. Dream of seeing some numbers. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I have dreamed of some numbers. But I'm just saying, that's not what I'm talking about right now. So I'm talking about paying attention, being guided and led by our ancestors. And now, when I'm not using my cell phone, I'm gonna, not sleep with it by my bed. But, because, yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, what? I was trying to figure out, like, why I'm having these dreams, and I've been having them ever since I was a little girl. And I never, I used to could remember, and as soon as I wake up, I would tell a family member, my auntie, my grandmother, I dreamed this, I dreamed that, you know. I used to share a lot of dreams with my auntie, you know. And may she rest in peace and love and power. She have transitioned. But like I say, we just gotta pay attention, because I tell people our our loved ones, you know, as some people say they died, and I say no, they transition. They still with us. They still with us. And if we listen and we pay attention, they're gonna direct us. They're gonna speak to us. And our great beloved ancestors, they are rising up. They are waking us up. A lot of us, all over. So I know a lot of people probably have had, have dreams and visions as well, and I say it's a beautiful thing, and it's a positive thing, because like I say, you can see something some people may say that's not good, but it can turn in, it can be good, it can be positive. It's just the way you take it, And if someone tell you something, don't always be quick to say that person is crazy. She's crazy. She's hearing voices and this and that, you know. But that's okay when they do say that or say something negative. I just turn around and, turn it into positive. But when it happened, then they looking at when it actually happened, then they look at you like, ooh, wow. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video, family. And everyone need to continue to meditate and just pay attention. Pay attention to your dreams. There are messages in these dreams. And it could save us from a lot of heartache and pain. We just got to pay attention. One love, family.